Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Major Nolan. I'm with the Divine Province, and I'm also an international counselor of peace here in the outer outlines of the United States. Quick breakdown of what that is. The outer outlines of the United States means anything that's considered to be a part of the United States, but not within the District of Columbia. I am going to do very specific and detailed breakdowns on what it means to be an American citizen under the Constitution, being within the 14th Amendment citizen and non-judicial boundary citizen, like Moorish American, Freemason, well, not Freemason, Moorish American, sovereign citizen, etc., along those lines, and including Native American. Um, I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've been a member of the Divine Province for about 3 years now. I've currently been an active international peace counselor for about 14 days, I would say. Since I initially sent my paperwork off, I've sent notices to the state of Indiana as well as to the state's attorney for the state of Indiana, and I'm starting to receive a little more recommendations. And this right here is my copy of my non-domestic corporate business license and non-judicial balance. This right here is my copy of the oath of office as a common law officer under HJR 192, my official oath of office. We normally don't see these type of documents because the government, well, I can't say the government, the United States has not released any specific filing forms. You basically have to give them notice based on your own common knowledge of the situation. So I'm going to help people actually do that because you got the Divine Province, you got the Sovereign Peace Agency. All these different organizations have had documents designed and developed for states to honor and recognize based on their Uniform Commercial Code and also the Constitution of the United States. And in all sections from Title I all the way to the very final or continuing to build up titles. One that a lot of people should be very informed about and should know about is Title 18, Criminal and Prosecution Procedures, which explains specifically what the definitions of every statute is under common law. As I continue to go through these different steps, I'll be able to explain exactly what documentation needs to be filed and so forth. So be sure to hit me up if you have any special requests on cases from traffic stops to DUI checkpoints to officers entering your homes, seizures of property. I can get a lot of stuff squared away. I'll also end up including my personal information to contact me at my office phone as well as my business phone, and then my personal, and then also my email address that's specifically set up to answer and give quick responses to your requests and demands in sending out these different notices. Is basically as simple as you understanding what laws apply to you. You go to court and they say, well, can you state your name for the record? And you state your name. That right there is a no-no. They are not supposed to tell you to state your name. When they call your name, they obviously know who they're looking for. So why would they have you say it again? Straw man. They actually have you claiming an oath to an office of someone who is considered to be non-existent. It's like they arrest this person as well as you. When they issue a warrant for your arrest, I don't know if any of you have ever noticed, but when it says warrant for the arrest for the body of the person of, and then your name. Red flag. Instant red flag. So if you don't appear, and they issue a warrant, and say they don't even bother to look for you, and say you just happen to get stopped by the police, and say you're in your sister's car. Let's say, well, can we see some driver's license? Say there's a tail light out. Well, I strongly suggest everyone check your vehicles before hitting the road and going on road trips, or even just going to the grocery store. Like, okay, yep, my lights are working. Even if you got a brand new car, make sure your lights are working, make sure your plate's in order, and go from there. To go back into depth on the specific information about traffic stops. When you get pulled over by an officer and they ask you why, do you know why they stopped you? They want you to imply that you are admitting your guilt. You say, no, I'm not sure. Why did you stop me? And I say, well, I'll stop you for X and X and X. And you say, well, okay, well, did anyone get injured in this process? You can say that. Or you can be like, well, okay, no, I didn't know that I was doing that. And it's obvious that my speedometer's right here, if they're accusing you of speeding. It says, well, if my tail light wasn't working right, officer, my blinkers would act funny, indicating a shortage or a failing light signal. All cars are designed to indicate small details. You just have to know exactly what you're looking for. So then to go to the simple fact findings. Just say you're speeding. Say, well, can you get your speedometer out and show me where you clocked me going that speed in on camera? You wait for their simple response, like, well, I don't. If they say, well, I don't, or can you step out the car? Say, am I being detained? If they say no, or say, well, yes, you're being detained, then say, well, okay, well, what law have I broken? Or you accuse me of breaking? I said, oh, no, just step out the car. And you said, well, I don't feel safe stepping out the car with you not giving me a legitimate reason. See, right now I'm under duress. Oh, yeah, and another detail is about rolling your window down. If you can hear them and they can hear your responses, you do not have to roll your window all the way down. At any point in time where you say, well, I can hear you just fine after you say, can you roll your window down? And their response is, can you please roll your window down some more, or can you roll your window down? So if you can't hear me, well, maybe you should relocate this situation to the courtroom. Say, so if they have gone around what they originally stopped you for and asking you to step out the car, they're just looking for something. It's like they either have been watching you or want to violate your constitutional rights. Well, if you say, well, I don't feel comfortable stepping out the car under duress, they have to honor that and be like, well, okay, well, can you have a supervisor come out here and explain what your specific job is, or can you produce your common law oath and your specific job duties as a police officer? Even if you are a police officer, say you get stopped in another county and you ask these things, like they can look and see your plates and, oh, he's an officer. We might be here on vacation. We'll stop him anyway for speeding or whatever the case may be. They still have to follow protocol. For them to write you a ticket, other than what they initially told you for, what they stopped you for, is considered to be what's the term? Considered to be a failure due process of law. They cannot say that they stopped you for one thing and then give you a ticket for another, and it'll show that on record. I strongly advise everyone who drives a vehicle to get dashboard cams or hidden cameras put in their vehicles just for their own security reasons. Like, even if you're just driving to the grocery store, say you get stopped, you question these officers on these specific things and say you have notes sitting on your dashboard or sitting in your cup holder that you could pull out, like just simple flashcards. I'll be able to get that information out to people on how to get those and what specific information needs to be on there, how to question the officers in producing documents if you've already claimed your initial sovereignty or your citizenship as a freeman or non-14th Amendment citizen, whether it's under HJR 192 or under Title 18, Section 112, is basically claiming your diplomacy and your Pacific oath of office as a peace and law-abiding citizen. I'll be able to go in more depth on that. But be sure to hit like if this is something that you're interested in hearing more about. I know a lot of people post the videos and some people say, well, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. I'm going to break